Hey, Wolf Clan. It's your girl, African Wolf, here to bring you messages from Spirit. Oh, woo! Okay, guys, so it's going to be slightly different today because there were a couple of things that I felt like I didn't tell you in the last video. So I'm just going to, the visions that I forgot to say, I'm just going to go through them quickly, along with a few revelations that I've had so far this year. Okay, so during my messages with Horus, there was a vision that I forgot to say. So I saw a vision of like footsteps walking on me, and that usually means that someone is like sent like a hex or a curse, right? Because there is some type of ritual they do where they put your name on a piece of paper and step on it is what they showed me. Okay, so but this was a vision about the souls going to hell. So a lot of you are under heavy witchcrafts. Basically, a lot of you are under generational curses and demonic entities that you've gotten through past relationships and blah blah blah, right? So, yeah, obviously also the frequencies, low vibrational frequencies that are being pushed through the air and also through music, entertainment, blah, 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 blah. So just if you can raise your frequency, which you're probably not going to want to do if you are under that heavy type of spell work, which I was under at one point in my life. But it's up to you really if you want to get off this karmic wheel, if you want to get off this, if you want to stop going around in circles, it's up to you. Like nobody can force you to do it. But yeah, hopefully just me saying this message will kind of, bring you some awareness. Okay, the next thing was, so I saw the ETs from Saturn yesterday. Once again, it was a male ET, right? Very displeased. Once again. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to sneeze. Okay. Very displeased. Yeah, he looked kind of, that disappointed look. Like, he looked really disappointed with humans. And I saw him, I felt him. But yeah, the war is coming. I was thinking about this actually because there's 8 billion people on the planet now, right? That means that there's completely new souls that have come. But these souls aren't, basically, they're talking about the alien invasion, blah, blah, blah. Do I think that we're going to be walking among aliens, like physically? Or is it more of a analogy or a spiritual thing? Do I think that there's going to be aliens with tentacles on the side of their faces walking alongside humans? Not anytime soon, Humans can barely even accept someone that has a slightly different skin tone to them, let alone a whole alien. So I don't really see that happening, at least not before the World War III anyway. But I had this revelation that the new billion souls might actually be from Saturn. Okay, so these are going to be these are basically war souls that have been put on this planet. They're going to be like Terminators. They're going to have no empathy. If you thought you knew what wickedness looked like, you'll find out. Basically, they've come here to finish the job, I guess. All right. Okay. What's next that I didn't say? Yeah, so I said the children of the fire will not be harmed. So the children of the dragon, children of Jesus Christ. By the way, this only applies to people that are on the right-hand path, okay? There is a right and left-hand path of every religion and spirituality. I know some people think that there isn't a left-hand path of Christianity, but there is. And I'll tell you why there is. The last time I went to church, there was this pastor who told everyone he could heal people and asked for £1,000 before. And, he just needed that £1,000 to, get the healing powers working in his hands. And I saw someone in a wheelchair and someone with what looked like Parkinson's disease, shaking all over. They could barely even get to the altar, put £1,000 down before the preacher because they wanted so badly to be healed. And my heart was just broken. And I was pretty much done with Christianity after that, because I used to actually be, I used to be a really, I don't want to say fundamentalist. I was that girl who used to be like, at uni, I was voted most likely to become a nun. Let's just say that. But yeah, I was heartbroken to see all the people who manipulate and use the Bible to, the grifters, basically, right, to swindle people of money. That is the left-hand path of Christianity. When you use the Bible to hypnotize people, to manipulate people, to curse people. As I said, there are people that use the Psalms to curse people and certain scriptures to curse people, right? There's even a woman on social media who used to be married to a famous dating coach. I'm not even going to say her name, but there's a whole video out there of her using scriptures to curse people, okay? So the Bible can be used for evil as well. Stop thinking that it's only voodoo that's evil. Stop thinking that it's only hoodoo and juju that's evil, because that's all rooted in, it's rooted in discrimination, racism, right? Because of the Haitian Revolution, they used voodoo. They used the right-hand path of voodoo, set the slaves free. So there is a right and left-hand path of voodoo, okay? Just like Christianity, there's a right and left-hand path of Christianity. So there are light Christians and there are dark Christians as well. I don't like to use the word light and dark too much though, but left-hand path and right-hand path I prefer. So yeah, and Jesus also confirmed it in the Bible. He said, in the last days, there will be people who come to me and say, Lord, Lord, and I'll say, get away from me, I don't know you. Okay? So those are the people who took the left-hand path of Christianity. You will not be, taken to the next dimension. You will be, destroyed by these Saturn extraterrestrials. Okay, I'm sorry, I hate to be the messenger of bad news, but hey, such is life. Somebody has to give the message. Alright, so yeah, Children of the Fire, also Sekhmet and Amun-Ra. I actually took the path of ancient Kemet for a long time. I still love that path. I mean, I don't want to say I'm off. I don't like to say that I belong to any religion anyway. I never said I belong to any religion anyway, but Sekhmet was the first deity that came to me on my spiritual path, and as I said, all I was doing was reading the Psalms. Anyway, I don't want to go too much into the story, but yeah, she's a really beautiful goddess, and Amun-Ra, obviously, God who made the sun. The Egyptians worship him as well, but obviously it's the demiurge who created the planet. But a lot of these things that you see, that you think are myths, like the Egyptian gods, the Roman gods, the Hindu gods, a lot of these things actually happen in other dimensions, and then people in this dimension were given visions of these stories, okay? So just keep that in mind. I hope I'm not being too confusing about everything, but yeah, so okay. And then also about the LGBTQ community, because I feel like a lot of spiritualists do attack the LGBTQ community. I just want to say right now that there's nothing wrong with being gay. Okay, so if you look at the stories, go back to the Sumerian text of Enki and Enlil. Enlil is the god of the Bible, and he wanted as many human beings on this planet to occupy so that they could basically be slaves, right? So they could keep working, keep doing the toil of the gods, because the load on the gods was too much. If you read the Sumerian text, the gods had too much of a load, so they created humans to take the load off of them. So Enlil wanted as many humans as possible to populate the planet. Okay, go forth and multiply. And that's why he's against homosexuals, because obviously you can't go forth and multiply. You can't physically do it if you are homosexual. And it's simply about just making as many humans as possible on this planet to be slaves. Like, that's it. Enki actually sent the homosexuals as a positive form of population control, because Enlil was sending like plagues, diseases, and stuff like that to get rid of the humans. And Enki sent the homosexuals as a positive form of population control. Unfortunately, a lot of people do reject the gay community. Obviously, in every community, there is good and bad people. The last time I went on a night out with the gays, it was just like the best night ever, and I've done that a few times. It cured my depression, and I realized how high frequency it is, like the bright colors that they do, the rainbows, and the music that they choose as well, like ABBA and the Spice Girls. They always have high frequency, high vibing music in their nights out, and they're just so friendly and smiley. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I've actually had more fun with them. They actually raised my vibration, and they kind of cured my depression. And it really got me thinking about just all the hate that they constantly get, and what a terrible world it would be without the gays, without the LGBT community. And it was actually, oh my God, I'm getting emotional now. I'm getting emotional now. This is how you know this message is the truth. My spiritual team is so fed up. Like the Most Highness as well. She's just so fed up of how you guys treat the gays. Because they were actually sent to this earth as a blessing for positive population control. But the humans rejected them because of Enlil, right? So, what was I going to say? Okay, so do you know what's really funny? Now, all these articles you're seeing, right? You see it on YouTube or in social media. It's saying that more women are choosing to be child-free, right? More women are choosing to be childless. So now you can see that a new form of positive population control has come through women now, because you rejected the gays. So now women are just like, you know what, we're just not going to have children, because most people on this planet are vile anyway. You don't want to change. You don't want to accept anything that's slightly different from you. There's so much, you have so much hatred, so much venom. Even the people who are oppressed want to oppress someone else. Like, anyway, I don't want to go into it, because there is hope, but I mean, Horus said that the clock is going to stop. The clock is stopped, basically, which means the wheel of karma has stopped. So beforehand, when people will die, you'll just come back here and reincarnate, and you'll live hell on earth. But now the clock has stopped, the wheel has stopped. That means that you will just go straight to hell when you die now. Yeah, for eternity. So what they were prophesying in the New Testament is what is now going to happen. You're going to go straight to hell. There will be no mercy. And by the way, Jesus is the child of Enki, not the child of Enlil, okay? I'm not going to go into it. And by the way, I just wanted to do a quick disclaimer. I'm not trying to push my views upon anyone at all. These are just downloads and messages that I have gotten from the spirit realm. Okay, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to live your life by me. I'm just here to give a message, all right? And that's just how it is. All love. I don't need anyone going to war over these words, because the war is coming anyway. Okay. I think that's all I have to say. Yeah, the video is kind of getting long anyway. I don't like to make these messages too long. So this is day 3. We're counting down. And yeah. Okay, it's coming to me like, about the whole Jesus, the child of Enki. You'll see like little clues in the Bible where he'll say to like some people, you know, my father, like I come from somewhere else, okay? So I just want to make that clear again. I know my spiritual team was kind of pushing me to talk a bit more about this. But yeah, the reason why a lot of Christians, and shout out to the Christians, by the way, I feel like the left-hand path Christians have kind of given a bad name to Christianity, but there are really genuine, kind and loving Christians out there. So shout out to you. As I said, you don't have to listen to this message either. You do you. But yeah, a lot of Christians seem to be quite confused about their faith because you are unknowingly you're worshiping three different entities, right? Well, at least two different entities, right? You're worshiping Enlil from the Old Testament, then you're worshiping Enki, who Jesus is talking about in the New Testament, and then Jesus as well, who is obviously the son of Enki. So, yeah, and I've seen a vision of Enki as well, and we had some clay in his hand and he had a big smile on his face. So yeah, anyway, that is all I have to say. And yeah, power to the children of the dragon as well. By the way, the dragon I'm talking about is not the seven-headed dragon from Revelations, okay? I'm talking about the first, the primordial, the one who created this planet or the solar system. Okay, I think I need to make it more clear because I don't want to seem like I'm being confusing. They created the solar system, and then if you look at the Sumerian text, it was Enki, Enlil, and their female counterparts and stuff that were working on this planet, the Earth. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. You go and do your own research, and I'm still always researching as well. Okay. Because you can never know too much. You can never have too much knowledge, according to Jesus in the Lost Book of John. So I'll leave that there. Okay. All right. So day 3, affirmations. And by the way, Jesus also, I'm all over the place today, but Jesus is a fire god as well, just to make it clear. Sun, the morning star. So yeah, he is a fire god. Okay, anyway. Day 3 affirmation is God's plan for me is permanent and cannot be budged. I am true to my heavenly vision. Okay, so I'll leave this affirmation in the link below. I hope I wasn't too all over the place. I'm really sorry. I'm just recovering, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, but I got to have a really nice rest today. Sometimes we can get so into the whole work, and I just feel like God really wanted me to rest today, and I was able to get a lot more revelations and stuff like that. So yeah, please do take time to rest as well. If you resonate with this message, please comment, subscribe, and like, and you can book a reading with me. Have a good one.